I just it reminds me of high school when like one person says one thing, they voice their opinion about something, yes. And then their group of friends repeat the same thing, and now that the whole group feels the same way. Then that group, then another person like hears what this group says about this one person. Now all of a sudden, they pass along to their friends. It's a whole train, and now when it's a whole bunch of people saying the same thing over and over again, it turns into like a fact, even though it's not a fact. It turns into a fact.
No, but everybody's gonna say the same thing
over and over again. Literally every time she trends, people say the same shit. Oh, the same three things. She should be a model. Rapping isn't her thing. Oh my God, Quavo, why would you let her do this? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, why is she sampling? Blah blah blah.
But just like, why are you so bothered? If it bothers you so much, don't listen to it.
You see what I'm saying? But people do it. People talk shit and hate on her because it's fun, I guess, and it's so many whack ass dude rappers out here that no one has trending talking about how trash they are. And the thing is, like, I find little constructive things here and there, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, like, it's the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over. Exactly. They like to say it because they want to trend and they want to get off that little joke or whatever. It's nothing original that you're saying at all. Mm-hmm. Nothing. So anyway, this is what I'm going to say though. Like I said before, I was nervous at first. I'm like, damn, like another sample as like your first single. You know what I mean? Because I would imagine her just leave it on the album. Let people discover it when your album comes out. Because that's what happened to My Type. My Type wasn't her first single on her last project. Her first single on her last project was called Emotional with Quavo. Oh. Yeah, that was her first single on her last project. Okay. And then, when her project came out, people latched on to My Type because of the P.D. Pablo sample. Right. Boom. Right? So my whole thing is, I wish that Tap In wasn't the first single. And if it was, and if she really did want to do that, I think that they could have changed the beat up more, or they should have flipped it more. When I say that, make it more, play around with it more. Don't make it too much like the original. Like I said, like the chorus is the original beat, but like when she raps her verses, it's kind of like tweaked a bit or whatever, but it's not. It's still too much like it. The
full thing should have been.
Because with Tory Lanez made a whole mixtape with samples all the way through, but
it was all him.
It's like when you say, what you mean when you say all him?
I just mean he made his own. It's not like it doesn't sound exactly like the song that he sampled.
But you know that it's a sample though.
Exactly.
But he made it into a brand new song type of thing. Okay. With My Type, literally the beat was just the same beat rapping over it. Icy, same beat rapping over it. But I don't really count Icy because she wasn't signed. She wasn't doing none of that shit. She was discovered from Icy because she would actually rap over a type of different beats in her car. So I don't count Icy as like, oh my gosh, you're doing whatever.
I was going to say, why not?
Because that's the thing with mixtapes, because when the mixtapes that I'm used to, the ones that I grew up on was like the Lil Wayne shit. And Lil Wayne on his mixtapes, he would take other people's beats. Yeah. And just rap over top of it. That's why that's why I get so confused about this whole mixtape EP shit, because I'm like, okay, you call this a mixtape, but it's original songs on this mixtape. So like, what's going on?
Yeah.
With the Drake, So Far Gone, he took some other people's beats and rapped over the top of that shit too.
Yeah, people do it all the time.
So people do it all the time.
How you used to.
People do it all the time, and that's what Teyana Taylor said on her interview for the Breakfast Club. I'm gonna bring that up in a second. I'm gonna tell you about that, but give me a second though. So with Saweetie using that as the first single, I didn't really agree with that. I wish that if she did want to use that as like the single, I wish that she would use that in another song that's more original that she has, because because I follow her on Instagram, and she has been like releasing like little snippets here and there of her just in the background, listening to her new music and stuff like that, and a couple of songs that I've heard, it sounds really cool, like real sexy type stuff. And I wish that she would have released it as a 2-pack, release Tap In with a nice release Tap In, and then release another song with it. Give like a little double feature type of thing, like release 2 songs at one time.
But then they give 2 different. I wish, cool.
Because Camila Cabello, fuck her, but Camila Cabello, when she went solo, she did that. She took that route. Well, first it was she did like a little buzz single called "Crying in the Club." It didn't make the album. It didn't make her debut album at all. But she released a buzz single or whatever. But then when she officially released songs that were going to be on her debut album, she released Havana and the song named OMG. She released those as a double feature, as a 2-pack. Havana. Yeah.
I only know Havana.
Yeah,
the one with
because OMG didn't come out. OMG didn't make the album. She released Havana and OMG as a 2-pack because I think her label was smart. To me, I thought it was really smart because they were basically similar songs.
Okay.
But I guess they want to see, okay, which one do you guys like more? We don't want to put both of these on the album, so which one y'all like more, basically? So Havana featured Young Thug, and the song OMG featured Quavo.
Oh.
Yeah. So Havana, of course, blew up, and they didn't put OMG on the album.
I did see she had song Quavo.
Yeah, it's called OMG. Yeah, it's still on Spotify or whatever. But yeah, that's what they did. And then they did it a couple times on that first album. They released the song Real Friends and Never Be the Same together, the 2-pack on her first album as well.
That's smart.
They did a double feature. That's smart. And they packed it up as like a two thing. Like, oh, here's 2 little treats for you guys at the same time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Whatever. So boom. And then even her second album, they did the same thing. They released 2 songs at one time. I can't remember what the songs were, but they released 2 songs at one time. So that's my whole thing with Saweetie. Like, I feel like I don't know what it is with her team. I feel like, I think that she has a lot of control when it comes to choices. Choices when I say, like, when it comes to when to release things and this and that or whatever. I think she has a lot of control over that. And I'm not saying full control. I'm saying a lot of control. But I do think that she needs a bit more guidance when it comes to the marketing rollout and things like that. I didn't really care for, she had this thing called like Icy Life, where like it's a little behind the scenes, like little YouTube videos or whatever. So like she released one video, and it was supposed to be a second video that came out on May 9th, but never came out. But my whole thing is like, you're not, like, your rollout is shaky. Like, you're not a consistent it's not on a consistent way.
You give a date to something
when it comes, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, but I think what she said was, or I think what I read was, she thought that she had enough content for the series, but she doesn't, so she's filming more stuff. But my whole thing is like, I feel like it should have been someone that said, okay, don't announce this YouTube series unless you have like a good 3-4 videos on deck to release. That's how I would be. You know what I mean?
You need to have your shit.
Especially if you're this artist, she's still an upcoming artist, but I still feel like you have a team behind you where it's like, okay, well, you have that force behind you, where you should be able to have at least 3 videos on deck for release. Yeah. And still gives you that padding of time to get more footage out there. You see what I'm saying? That's what I didn't too much care for. And I think Megan did the same shit. Like with her, she does it because Megan and Rico, they have the same thing. They do the same thing where they release a little behind the scenes footage on the YouTube channels and stuff. Mm-hmm. But with Megan, like, I just feel like Megan's rollout would be shaky sometimes too. Like, sis be giving dates and don't even be. You see what I'm saying?
Visual.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I'm gonna take it easy on Megan because she has the whole little label drama, things like that. But anywho.
Oh yeah.
But I wish that Tap In was released. It's a song called Back to the Streets that's going to be on Saweetie's album, and it sounds real cool and real sexy. It's really cute. I wish that she would have released that with Tap In. But she didn't, of course.
I wanted to hear this advice.
I don't know. But the Tap In video was beautiful. It was a great video.
Listen, she's doing something right.
She is. Obviously, she trends on Twitter. Literally. She was the number 1 trending topic. And they don't even really listen to her full projects to even know what else she offers. Because that's how you know when they say, oh, when is she going to give us original music? I'm like, she does. Every project she has.
But they only hear the singles that are on the radio.
Or they just hear whatever everyone else says. They've been saying she's a whack rapper since that damn Hot 97 freestyle, where she kind of fumbled on that one. I'm not going to lie. I feel like she wasn't ready yet for that. But like, they've been saying that ever since that. And they have not let that shit go at all. With the whole like, oh, you should be a rapper. You shouldn't be a rapper. You should be a model instead. Like, that's fucked up too. Like, don't tell me what I should be to make you happy.
It's because it's not about you.
It's not. And just because she happened, like, she can't control how she's a beautiful girl. She can't control that.
She is. And her pictures be bomb. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
that's one thing I will say. Like, she's very marketable.
Yes.
Like, she's very marketable. She's pretty. She's mixed. She has the mixed hair. So she's going to get the makeup deals. She's going to get the edge control deals. Because
she's really nice.
She has an edge control out with Kiss Colors. She's going to get the edge control deal. She's going to get the makeup deal. She's going to get the Maxim cover. She was on Maxim today. Like, she's going to get these magazine spreads because she's a beautiful girl. And that's fine. Like, that's not her fault. But just because you don't, it's like y'all say the same 2 things it's like so annoying. Like, I can't understand. Like, no, she's not going to stop. She's a rapper. And I think another thing too is they be on her page saying shit under her comments. I'm like, just because
why are you bringing that over to her page?
And the thing is, like, they'll say things like, oh, I follow her because she's pretty. But like, okay, that's fine. But she's a rapper first and foremost. So like, you're going to hear about her music on her page.
You're going to follow her.
Bring that on the Shade Room. Like, go to do that in the Shade Room. I wish that they would make better choices when it comes to the rollout of her music. The marketing is great. She's marketable. She's beautiful. She's marketable. Yes. That's down. That's down. You got everything down. You got all the makeup and the magazine covers, all that shit. Good. I just want some more strategic thinking when it comes to the releasing of this music. That's what I'm talking about.
I agree.
So I want to shout out one of our followers named Whitney Chantel. She follows us on Instagram and she often likes our posts and comments and things like that. So when I posted the video clip of Tap In, she provided some nice comments. She's, basically saying the same thing I'm saying, but I'm going to read it for, I said I'm going to read it to her. But so shout out to @I am Whitney Chantel. On Instagram is Whitney, WHITNEY, Chantel, CHANTEL. I am Chantel on Instagram. She says this: I love the video. The song could have been better. I was really hoping for something different from the Icy Girl. And she also said, she said, I think audience members like me wouldn't have placed her in a box had she marketed it better, because now I'm just feeling like that's what she does. That's her brand. Yes, it's a distinct sound, but it doesn't feel like her own because it's always samples. She goes on to say, like other singles she put out turn me off to her projects, but I'll go back and listen to the full thing and try to understand why they marketed her like this, because right now she's just the pretty girl who loves sampling old party songs to the basic consumer. She also says, there's nothing wrong with samples at all, but all of your singles shouldn't be a sample. Like, we get it. Samples are popping right now, but it seems like she needs a sample in order to sell, and we just want more from her creatively. And I do agree with this part when she says she needs to do samples to sell. Like I said, she likes doing samples as we played to you. She likes doing samples, but I think they released Tap In as the first thing, as like a buzz. It's going to be on the album, I think. I really do think so. I'm pretty sure. But they released Tap In as a single because they wanted it to be like that buzz in the summertime. They wanted it to be a summertime smash, whatever.
I get that, but summer just started.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I say, like, release that song with another song at the same time.
Yeah.
Boom. You know what I mean? Just to show that you're a serious artist and you're not a gimmick. You know what I mean?
What Whitney said, Whitney Chantel, I liked her delivery. It was constructive.
Yeah, it wasn't the same shit.
Yeah, exactly. So I like how she worded everything.
Yeah. So she also says, I'm reading some more because we had a full blown conversation. So she also says, my type was a hit, but it was a hit because it was a cute summer bop. I want to hear some real music from her. Like, what kind of music does she really want to make? So that's when I just suggested to her, off of Saweetie's Icy project, is this song called Trick, and it's another song called Hot Boy that I really like, that I actually play in my car all the time. And so I told Whitney to go listen to it, and she listened to it, and she says, okay, I listened to both songs, LOL. They both could have been hits, to be honest, but I think because it's not really lyrically strong, that maybe her team thought throwing the sample songs out was the best strategy. However, someone would have just fixed her flow a little bit. Hot Boy would have been a hit. Trick would have been a hit. So I definitely agree with that shit though, for sure. But I don't think that Saweetie's trash. I think she's good. She's good. She has potential. But one more thing though, I'm meant to mention though. So Teyana Taylor did an interview with The Breakfast Club, and her album is amazing. And she has a couple of samples on her album too, right? Yes. As everyone does. And so Charlamagne asked her, he was like, Teyana, can you please explain to people about samples? Because he was talking about how they was going. They even said they was going too hard on Saweetie on Twitter. Like, why y'all give her a break? Like, it's not that everyone sample shit, right?
I didn't get to that
and Teyana was saying like, yeah, they always give her a hard time. Like, we all sample shit. The only difference is, we may she said in a nice way, she's like, we may like flip it a bit more or whatever. Or she said a lot of times, we'll sample a song that it wasn't of your era, so you probably won't notice that's a sample, but it is a sample.
Yeah.
Like Migos, that new song called "Need It" with Migos and YoungBoy, that's actually a sample. They sampled that whole beat. It's the same beat. It's a 50 Cent song that was on his Get Rich. Was it Get Rich or Die Trying? No, I think it was Was it Get Rich? What was the album where the glass was like broken?
That might have been a Massacre.
Maybe. It's one of them albums. But that's the same. They sampled one of them songs from that album. And it's the same beat all the way through. But no one noticed it because it's not one of 50 Cent's popular songs.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But she said, it's like, it's the difference between...
It's how you do it.
She said, people are not going to... It's how you do it, and it's like what you use. If it's a song that you don't know of, that's not of your era, that's not that popular, and you wouldn't even notice that it's a fucking sample. You wouldn't have fucking noticed it.
Yeah.
She said, she was like, yeah, she said, Jay-Z do it. She said, she really gave, she was like, yeah, P. Diddy. She said, did he do it? She said, we all do it. When Kanye first came out, all he did was sample shit.